Here's our first item for the night. First name, Trevor. Stage name, Trevor. Intellectual influences include Douglas Hofstadter, John Locke, C.S. Lewis, and Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson! How can I talk about glory without thinking of what it would be like to square off against the renowned and prestigious Dr. Jordan Peterson? How can I quench the thirst I have to finish the quest I began not long ago? My life was a mess, Dr. Peterson. I was trapped under the smothering death of my own fragile ego, failing to realize it was not the ego which made me weak. It was my repeated attempts to fuel it with the validation of others. Dr. Peterson, there are things in my life that I didn't like, problems I didn't solve, sadness, depression, and anxiety, all three of them rose up together and put me in chains to keep me there. Dr. Peterson, together they were a powerful enemy, plotting night and day, working together and in shifts to keep me weak and off balance. Dr. Peterson! They thought they were in control, but they made one critical error of judgment. They underestimated the power of a man whose driving passion in life is focused with absolute intensity on the only thing that matters. They failed to recognize the power of one who, above all else, makes the commitment to be more of a man by the end of the day than they were at the start. Something I've heard you speak of from time to time. Some of your wisdom. Dr. Peterson, I recognize you. I see you for what you are. I was a diligent student, Dr. Peterson. I listened to your lectures, Dr. Peterson. I cursed your names at the monk debates when you allowed that poor excuse for a representative of the merits of controlled political correctness surround herself with more straw than the scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. Repeatedly, she would make a collection of words much weaker than the ones you provided her as your position. Not once did she pull from the realms of the non-hypothetical conversation with a made-up set of initial conditions, variables, and conclusions. I cursed your name as you sat there silently to allow that reverend demand of you twice what we was not able to provide on his own. A man who spoke well enough, but only truly sinned when it came to protect the force of ego, holding up his argument, turning the entire debate into a cheap and tawdry affair when the issues of the evening were not the highest honor. He gleefully cast them aside in the most sacred of battlefields to solicit from you an agreement to go to church. How petty a man makes such a request at such a time and place. I'll tell you what is the time and place to make such a spectacle. It's right here. It's right now. I make no illusions, Dr. Peterson. I've cleaned my room. I've organized the mess. Used it to build tools and a jetpack so I can fly across the countryside, searching for monsters to slay, but not all the monsters need to be put down, Dr. Peterson. Some of them are simply misunderstood and are eager to be put to work. But there is still one monster left, Dr. Peterson. You see, the dragon is the biggest monster a man can imagine. And right now, Dr. Jordan Peterson, that dragon has one face and one purpose and one reason for standing in here today. Do not misunderstand me, Dr. Peterson. You have not become my dragon in this. I have become yours. Dr. Jordan Peterson, do you have the courage to rise above the conviction sharpened by a razor's edge of combat, to study and train, and which comes to meet me the one moment I dream of every night? You tell a man that to know himself he should know his utmost limits and what his determination can reach. What you left unsaid is what happens when such a man uses his utmost skill and determination not to find the limits of his capabilities, but to grow them instead. Dr. Frankenstein Peterson, you have created a monster. The lightning bolts on either side of my necrologic and fury, equally balanced at all times. As one grows, so does the other. And the lightning bolt you used to bring me to life, Dr. Peterson, I'm alive! Yes! That which you gave me to awaken this passion is to bravely go in front of millions and speak your most excellent ideas, to do so charismatically and genuinely, and to use what I have spent so long learning from you to grow myself to a point I never thought possible. A place which surpasses all limitations. A place which makes me look upon you with respect, wonder, and admiration and say the greatest words to you a teacher is capable of hearing from their student. Thank you, Dr. Peterson. I think I can do better. But I am untested and unproven, a nobody with no background of educated philosophers. The burden of proof is on me, and prove it I shall. So I ask you, Dr. Peterson, will you look at me and see a dragon to slay? You decide. Until then, I won't be standing still. Every moment that passes is an opportunity to become stronger. Trevor, declare your intent to participate in tonight's combat. Are you ready?